Hello. Hope this is mostly just me checking to see if the last video worked because it said that it was having problems connecting. I imagine what happened is it probably worked except for the end of the video. I hope it worked or took rather because I thought it was a decent video things considered. But anyways, back just finishing off on the revolution. I want to say that I do support the revolutions and the revolutionaries, but I do think that there was mistakes made as there is in any revolution or anything for that matter. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. And like I said, I'm not sure why I'm talking about a several hundred-year incident in a video on current world affairs. And finally, finishing up, I'm going to talk about Ron Paul and Tulsi Gabbard, if this will hopefully work or take rather. Ron Paul, he says something about left-wing mobs attacking him. I don't know if that's true. I think even though Ron Paul was one of the things that really rather got me in politics when I first watched him, and he kind of provided a alternative to more traditional Democratic policies into the conservatives. I think at the same time, I think Ron Paul is certainly a flawed character. I think much of his policies, especially economic, don't truly take into consideration the real being of the poor. I think it's designed in some ways, or at least does appeal to some of the middle class. But I think it's ultimately upper class policies that's designed to be in favor of the upper class and the upper classes. And I don't support that. And I also don't like how he named his son, rather, though obviously I'm not trying to be the name police, but I mean, he named him after Anne Rand Paul. And I think if you know anything about Anne Rand, rather, she was a very, I don't want to say social Darwinistic character, but she seemed not to be very concerned with the real being of the poor. And she was even, she was liked by some liberals or some hippies, rather, because she was supposedly viewed as have been pro-freedom, I guess, by these people in some liberals or not, or libertarians, but hippie types liked her, and she seemed to reject that, and she said so, and she outright hated them. And even Ron Paul says he was not that crazy about her, but even he said she was overly militaristic, and I know she was outright anti-Palestinian people, and she even called them they're not civilized men. She supported Israel because she believed them to be civilization, and the Palestinians were not. And she had connections to banking families and everything else, and different people that funded her work. And there's reasons I'm not too crazy about Anne Ryan, but the point is, Ron Paul is largely overrated. I think the same thing about the Fed Reserve, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be audited or at least investigated, but regardless, either way, I think that Ron Paul is an interesting character. I'm not against him, but I'm not for him either. So I don't know, whatever. And finally, Tulsi Gabbard. She is who I'm planning on voting for. I support Tulsi Gabbard, or Tulsi to be president of the United States of America, and I hope her luck. And I think she's going to need it because, like I said before, I think Trump is, if nothing else, one thing he is a great speaker. He has a way of words and a lot of charisma. And that is the only negative thing I have to say about Tulsi Gabbard is I don't think she's incredibly charismatic. I don't think she has a lot of good speaking ability in terms of giving a great speech and really inspiring people, getting them riled up to vote for her. And I don't think that really should be important, other than you have to convince these people to vote for you. And currently, whether we like it or not, though the economy is a little bit shaky at the moment because of, I know the Dow, like a day or two ago, the Dow or whatever, the Wall Street was down and there were some issues. But I think he has run a decent economy, and it's going to be really hard to beat him. But I hope for the best, and I like Tulsi Gabbard, so I hope she wins, but we'll see. And that's all, very much, other than I just wanted to say, mostly I just wanted to know if the other video took, or the last video rather, because that was going to be the video, and I'm simply making this video rather because of, I didn't know if the other one was even working. And I wanted to make this video, one, to finish up what I was saying, and two, mainly just to know if the last video worked, because that was the main video. That was the video I made, really. That's what I want you to see, and I want you to tell me if it works. But beyond all that, or whatever, I just wanted to say that I guess do not mutilate your children's cock. Okay, don't do that, or at the very least do some fucking research first. And I mean, that's all I have to say. Don't sort of talk to your kids. And P666.